So let's quickly talk about what's going on in Illinois right now, because it has to do with gun businesses, retailers, manufacturers, and gun rights in general, at least in my opinion. Now, what we have going on right now is there is a bill, SB-1657, that is being pushed through the legislative process there. It's still got one more House, I believe, or the Senate to go through, and then they anticipate it will make it to the governor where he will sign off on it. Now, what SB-1657 does is it mandates new laws and regulations and licensing for any gun-related businesses, whether it be manufacturers, retailers, whatever, on a state level. So now not only will they have to abide by federal laws and rules and regulations and licensing, as they already do, but they'll have to do it on a state level as well. Now, where this becomes a problem, of course, is Illinois is not really the most gun-friendly state around, so most definitely they would probably try to use this to choke the life out of the gun industry in Illinois, or at least that's what a lot of people are thinking. And that obviously is a problem, and it affects the people's right to keep and bear arms in Illinois if they can no longer have access to the things that they have the right to have access to. And again, that's a pretty big problem as far as I'm concerned. Now, the other half of this story is the interesting part. Not just that Illinois is trying to come down on gun owners, because they've done that before, but the fact that there is a group called the IFMA, the Illinois Firearms Manufacturers Association. Now, the two big dogs on this particular association or board or whatever it is Rock River and Springfield Armory. Of course, they both manufacture guns out of Illinois. Now, of course, when this bill came down, they were immediately against it because it would hurt their business, it would hurt the manufacturing, the retail end, and it's against the Second Amendment. Until they were given an exemption, and the big box stores that sell most of their products were given an exemption, and now all of a sudden they've become very silent on the issue. Strange, don't you think? They made a deal to remove themselves and the big box stores that sell their products off of this bill, and now they no longer oppose it. Now, they've not said they're for it, they've simply said they will remain neutral. Basically, they've made a deal with gun rights, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, they'll say it's just for business purposes. They'll say, well, they oppose the bill, but what little can they do? I mean, it's a process, and I'm sure they'll give 100 different reasons and excuses why now all of a sudden they no longer actively oppose it. But let's really break this down to what it really is. This gets rid of a lot of competition. If they're exempt from this, if the big box stores that sell their products are exempt from this, then what do they care? All this can possibly do is choke off competition, maybe other smaller gun manufacturers, maybe smaller retailers that don't compete as well already with these big box stores. Now will get put out of business with all these new state rules and regulations. So Rock River, Springfield Armory, these big box stores, they go on to make even more money than they already are by getting rid of the competition. And they do so by stomping on the Second Amendment rights of the people of Illinois. And that's basically what it boils down to, at least as far as I'm concerned. But I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. So if you've got any questions or comments, leave it down below, and we'll talk to you later.